Viewers, ladies and gentlemen, we are back to the fold on this second segment. Sorry for that break in transmission. Chief Greg Umeh has been highlighting the genesis of Igbo Union formation. I mean, how it all started in the Republic of Ireland. And good thing, our people say that if you don't know when or where somebody is buried, if you are asked to exhume the corpse, you will start from the leg. So, Chief Greg Umeh, this issue is now, it has now come up again like a recurrent decimal. As an experienced Igbo leader, where did, like the Igbos will say, where did you guys get it wrong? There's a split at the moment. How did it all start?
Thank you, Kachuku, for the question. I think the break in the union started right from the inception of Igbo Union. Why do I say so?
Why do you say so?
At a point, we had 3 Igbo unions here in Dublin.
Yeah.
One named themselves Oganiru. Another one named themselves Igbo Niile.
Yeah.
And we had Igbo Community Island.
Okay.
At that point, we were trying to make effort that we all come together under one umbrella.
So what then happened, sir?
We come together under one umbrella. It then so happened that we have all agreed that we come together as one. But something else started brewing up, because at that same time was when Ejezie himself was here. So due to the unfortunate incident that happened, Emeka Ejezie took Ejezie to his house.
Okay.
And housed him for all the remaining period that he extended his stay here.
Okay.
While efforts were made to change his ticket for backwards travel to home. Within the same period, Ejezie and Emeka Ejezie, with some host of other notable Igbo men here, 7 of them met in Emeka's house with Ejezie and started meeting the idea of Ezindi Igbo.
Okay.
There were 7 Igbo notable sons who called themselves the 7 wise ones.
Can you mention a few names among the 7 wise ones?
I will save their name.
Okay.
Well, for any reason, if there's anybody who probably discredit my submission here, it will be necessary to then mention their names. But for now, let me save them that agony.
Okay. Meanwhile, sorry, sir, ladies and gentlemen, viewers, questions will be entertained. Please, don't get agitated. He's taking it step by step, and it's very important that we're reached with some of the information most of us are not privileged to have, because it's good to get some of this information to be able to make your judgments.
Right. At this point, Emeka has emerged as the supposed crowned Ezindi Igbo by Colonel Ejezie and some probably unknown Ezindi Igbo in Lagos who came to Ireland here to crown Emeka Ejezie. We took our position against the coronation.
Okay.
We made efforts to get an injunction, but unfortunately, we met a brick wall because we were told that what we sought for was unjustifiable in the Republic of Ireland. So we let go and decided to strengthen, rather, the Igbo community island. Now, in the fallout of trying to come together, there were disengaging processes that started playing out.
Yes.
And in the heat of that, Glenn Ademoraene and some other Igbo sons formed a different group called Igbo Niile.
Okay, Glenn, Ene.
Yes.
I hope viewers, you are getting this information. This is really historical.
They formed Igbo Niile.
Okay.
And they held their own election. Glenn became the elected leader of that organization.
Of the Igbo Niile?
Yes. Chike Okebu became his deputy.
That was the first Igbo Union?
No. That is Igbo Niile.
Okay.
Now, they had some executive positions left unfilled.
Yes.
And in the countdown to reconciliation, the ambassador, Nigerian ambassador to Ireland, reached out to Ndi Igbo and invited us to the embassy for reconciliation.
Okay.
But this is not after every effort has been made by the committee set up to make sure that all intractable situations among the Igbos in the various entities and associations here in Dublin got what? Got resolved. Those committee, we have notable people who are members of that committee. I believe the ex-Onyendu Igbo, Chike Okebu, was part of that committee at a point.
The reconciliation committee?
Yes.
Yeah, I was a member of the reconciliation committee.
Thank you. You yourself?
There's one other guy in Canada. He relocated to Canada.
He was also a member of that committee.
Yeah.
Simelane Ahotu was also a member of that committee. Oka Obruzo was a members of that committee, and many more. When they came up with a position that all the Igbo unions or splinter groups should come together under one umbrella, it was at the behest of the Nigerian ambassador to Ireland, Her Lady Kema Chikwe, Dr. Mrs. Kema Chikwe.
And let's not forget Father Sylvester.
Father Sylvester, as well as Reverend Obinna. Those who are the conveners of the committees. Now, we met at the Nigerian embassy, the three splinter groups. Now, we had now Igbo Community Island, we have Igbo Niile, and we have Ọganiru Ndị Igbo. The group, Ọganiru, headed by Chuck, has already aligned with Emeka Ejezie in their pursuit of Ezeship. And on the said day, Emeka came to the embassy wearing his
titular regalia, or what? Or what?
Let me not sound funny. Wearing his regalia of title by Achuzie. I remember vividly that he was refused to pour libation over Igbo prayer because he claimed to be the SND Igbo, and we all rejected his Ezeship. Now it was on this table that Kema Chikwe enjoined us all to shed every other sectional interest in affiliations to whatever different organizations or associations there might be, to come together under one umbrella. And the first instance, she wanted us to go under Igbo Niile. But we told her that, sorry, that would be a tall order. We cannot go under Igbo Niile and answer Igbo Niile. Because as of this time, we have already had series of meetings in the whole counties as to how the whole Igbo Union in the counties will come together as one and bear one name, Igbo Union. And every other county will resonate their county name. So if you're in Limerick, you become Igbo Union Limerick. If you're in Dundalk, you become Igbo Union Dundalk. Just append your county to that union, to the name Igbo Union. And based on this, we told Kema Chikwe that it will not go well if we bear Igbo Niile in Dublin, that we will rather adopt that Igbo Union, which we have all agreed to nationwide. At this point, Kema Chikwe saw sense in that, and she applauded the choice. But something happened. If we are supposed to collapse 3 unions, we're supposed to do so without any of the union having or taking the upper hand. No, especially when a union like Igbo Community Island has operated for 6 years. I have made Igbo name known all over Ireland, not just in Dublin. When we agreed to bear the name Igbo Union at the embassy, the next salvo was that the ambassador, Dr. Kema Chikwe, now told us, mandated us, that the Igbo Niile under Glenn and Mora Ene has already conducted election, and they already have the president, the vice president, who is Chike Okebu, and some other positions. But there are other executive positions remaining or left unfilled, that if we collapse, as we collapse all the other 3 associations, that the remaining 2 associations should now go and get some of their members to fill the executive position, the remaining executive position, which Igbo Union has not filled. I saw a lot of aberration in that opinion and decision. I bold to voice out. I told Her Excellency, Dr. Kemachikwe, that that is not the best way to seek resolution. That I believe that once we have agreed to collapse all the union, that what needed to be done is for all the three unions to come under a round table, pick an interim executive for a period of at least 6 months, so that the people know who are members and who have the capacity and capability to lead them, to be their leader. That asking us to proscribe, come under one umbrella, and at the same time telling us that an election has been held by one splinter group, and that those people who are elected in that splinter group should then assume the position of leadership of the whole Igbo umbrella. To me, it was a no-brainer, and I voiced this out.
Okay.
But then, as it may be,
we have to.
Her Excellency saw need.
We have to cut short some of this.
Her Excellency saw the need that the Igbos should do what? Should move ahead, and pleaded with us all to please abide by her suggestion, and so we did. So my point here, which I have to note here, is that at the inception of Igbo Union Dublin, there was no election that was held in any general house that brought in Glenn Ademoraene and Chike Okebugu as leader and deputy leader. It was not in Igbo Union consensus. But for the fact that Kemachikwe pleaded with Igbos, we agreed so that there will be progress and that peace may reign. One thing I'm taking here is that for the fact that there was lack of structural cohesion in that beginning of appointing a leader, it almost saw the demise of Igbo Union under Glenn Ademoraene.
At inception.
At inception. Because members were not interested.
Okay, Chief Greg Umeh, you have really said a lot. This is very important, and I'm happy that we are tapping from your pot of wisdom on, like I said, when I was coming to have this discussion with you, I dusted my medulla oblongata to get some briefings on some of the things that happened before I came to this country. And I'm happy that you're an elder. You have given information that are salient and vital for progress. And if we just suppose, there's something that is remarkable you said at the inception of the first executive of the Igbo Union. It was at the insistence or recommendation, let's say, if we use a soft word, recommendation of the ambassador, Nigerian ambassador, who is of Igbo stock, Dr. Kemachikwe. You respected her because she's an Igbo leader, an Igbo woman, and high chief. And, you know, and we see something similar in this current crisis. But I wouldn't want to jump straight now. Now, looking at what is happening, you are experienced enough in Igbo leadership affairs. in the Republic of Ireland. So, how would you see it with what happened that is causing this crisis and what happened at the onset of, or before the onset of Igbo Union, where three different unions collapsed? Can you juxtapose these two and tell us what you feel the current or the immediate past executive got, where they got it wrong and where you guys got it right at that time?
Thank you again, Ukachukwu. I still will reiterate that the only and first leader of Igbo Union elected under Igbo Union platform was Kelechi Onwuka.
Mind you, sorry, before you continue, mind you, they are watching and they are going to ask you questions. Yeah, I'm going to read some of the questions so that we go straight to start answering the questions. There were, in the part one, which was cut for this second segment, Ogweri Chibozo said, what's the role of Igbo high chiefs when there's a crisis? And Okonya is posing a new question here. He said he participated in the election of Glenn and Chike in Clodaken. You are already fallen from start.
Under what association?
We will come to that. You were, I asked you to juxtapose the current, the body language, the administration of the past executive, how they reacted to what led to this crisis, and the reaction of your three factions before it collapsed into the Igbo Union.
Thank you so much. I think at any point in time, it's important that we tell each other that we should not, at any point, take any Igbo man for granted, no matter how least you may see him in your perception.
Because of the republicanness.
Thank you. I make bold here to say that the moment we do not have respect for each other, that's when things get torn apart.
Okay. So who did not respect who?
When I came in as the leader of Igbo Union.
Okay. And that was in 2014, was it?
2014.
Yeah.
After the
interim leadership of
Sir Kelechi Onwuka.
Or was it Dr. Prosper who?
Sir Kelechi Onwuka.
Okay.
After the tenure of Sir Kelechi Onwuka.
Okay.
What happened is that Sir Kelechi Onwuka overshot his tenure. And because he overshot his tenure, that's why it was necessary for us to pick an election committee.
Okay.
And that election committee was headed by Dr. Prosper Obiora. And the secretary was no other person than Barrister Chike Aniyekwena. They were picked in the interim to conduct election, and they conducted to a great extent a great election.
Free and fair election.
That brought me in.
Unlike the ones in Nigeria.
I want to say, to a great extent, the election we've so far had in Igbo Union has been credible to some extent, except the last one.
And was the last election rigged?
Where we saw impunity.
Impunity. Okay.
Take the order of the day.
That is what we want to talk now. And I'm happy they are all watching. You can ask questions. Chief Greg Umeh, how did the impunity come about? Who conducted, who masterminded the impunity? Tell us the nitty-gritty. You know, how was there ballot stuffing? who was disenfranchised? There's a lot of tales around, and it's important you said that it's good for us to say the truth and nothing but the truth. What is the truth here, sir?
Thank you, Okachuku, for avoidance of doubt. For those that do not know, I've seen some questions coming up here, and I think I must address it. Please, when I speak, understand me very well. Don't misquote me. I did not say that election did not take place where Admiral was elected the president. That election took place wherever you say it took place, in that community hall, in the church in Clondalkin.
After the committee have given their report.
Excuse me. Yes, it did.
After the committee have submitted their report.
But that election was under the umbrella of Igbo Niile.
And not Igbo Union.
Not Igbo Union.
You want to tell...
and when we got to the embassy,
okay,
and the ambassador came up with a report, read our report, and enjoined us all to be binding by that report and to collapse every other splinter group. It was at that embassy we all agreed. And after the meeting at that embassy,
yes,
where we purportedly all agreed as one body, there was no election that took place. So I want to correct you if you don't know.
Okay, sir. Actually, one, Kedu, as the Igbo people will say, Kedu ebe mmiri si ba n'opi ụgbọgụrụ. Where did all this trouble started?
Thank you.
Now we have two factions of Igbo Union Dublin, and there's still an Igbo adage that says, "Na okenye ana no n'ụlọ, ewu amụọ n'ọgbọ." An elder can't be around, and the goat will deliver instead. Tell us, you are an elder, and you have been at the forefront of Igbo leadership in this country, particularly in Dublin. What went wrong, sir?
I think the challenge of leadership is actually when you see your house in disarray and you go all out and put in everything to reconcile the differences in your home. Like I said, when I came in as Onyendu Ndibo, the house was polarized. I more or less had two factions in Igbo Union.
You took over from Kelechi, Sir Kelechi Onwuka.
Yes.
So during Kelechi's administration, Igbo Union was already polarized.
Towards the end of Kelechi's administration, because of certain issues that started coming up. And when I came in as Onyendu Ndibo, the house was half divided. But having said so, I felt that the only thing and the most important thing I can do is to make sure I put the house back in order. If nothing, unify the house. To a great extent,
yes,
I succeeded in that and handed over to Chike.
Okay, you handed over to Chike.
Yes. After a very credible
administration,
election and administration.
And will you tell us one of your achievements during your tenure?
Thank you so much.
Just one, sir.
First of all, I think it will be given to me that with my team of executives, we were the only executive in Igbo Union that was not faulted in accountability.
Accountability. Okay.
And we were the only people that left substantial amount of money.
How much did you leave in the purse at your exit?
At my exit, I left about 6,100.
Okay. Are you aware that Chike Okebugu left over 10,000 euros?
I'm aware that the last time after they went and withdrew money from their account, they withdrew 9,000 and there was 500 left. So when you collate that together, that's about 9,500. So if you take away the 6,000 I left out of 9,500, it means that Chike only gathered 3,500 during his tenure. And having said so, out of that 3,500, we have 2,000 euro, which was money collected during the demise of one of our brother, as part of the money for which we have given to his family.
I know you run a very credible administration, and I'm aware that under your successor, that the membership of the Igbo Union increased, and from the social functions, from the enthusiastic nature of many Igbos about the promising nature of Igbo Union, it looked as if, though some people complain, like in every political organization, it looked like the administration of Chike Okebugu swelled up the number of Igbo Union.
Yes. Thank you so much for pointing that out. You see, people react to positivity. There's something we started during my tenure. It's Committee of Friends. That Committee of Friends, when anybody has any issue to celebrate, probably the demise of loved ones, parents,
yes,
birthday, and all that. That started during my administration, and I will tell you that it turned around the table, because when people are affected by issues, you never can tell when it will be, and neither can you say you'll be well-rounded financially at any moment in time. But that has come to help a lot of people in their moment of need. And stories do go out. Whoever have benefited from such, we go out, talk to others, and tell them that, wow, there's something good going on in Igbo Union.
There's a lot of issues coming up.
I've been a beneficiary of this.
Yeah.
And when people hear that, they start coming in, because they can now see that there's an association, yeah, that can be there for them in their times of need. So I'm not surprised. So a lot of people started coming in.
Sorry, sir, I'm not cutting you short before you leave, because this is scrolling up, so that I don't forget. They said you left only 4,000 euros at the end of your administration, and the Igbo language class was never, the venue was never paid for.
Who's that?
That was, I think, Chibozo or Gweri also mentioned that statement. And there have been many correction notes here on the Igbo Union issue, which you have corrected yourself, because you said earlier, and I have to quote you, that the Igbo Union elected Glenn and Chike and took them to the office of Dr. Kema Chikwe, in which she recommended that they be substantiated.
When the All Igbo gathered. The embassy.
Yeah.
Yes, that's when Kema Chikwe now enjoined the Igbos
that they be made substantive executives.
Thank you.
Okay, cool. I hope you have heard that. Now
they know what I'm talking about, but they will always go around the corner.
Okay, I want to ask you, sir. You're very experienced, and from the way you've talked, you've been at the forefront of the Igbo gathering in this country. Why will you allow somebody who lost election to go and form a splinter group? And why would you support somebody like that? Emeka Ejezie lost an election to Sir Arinze Onwuka, and he refused to recognize him. Instead, he went to court, taking his kinsmen to court in a foreign land, and at the end of the day, formed a faction group in which you, of all people, that had been at the forefront of Igbo gathering in this country, together with Sir Onwuka, two ebullient Igbo leaders that have served IUD, and you are supporting the faction. What brought about that, sir?
Thank you so much, Okachuku, for your question. First of all, we have to couch our words, because to my understanding, an election is only lost or won after you have allowed due process, and after every person have been allowed to exercise their voting rights. If none of these two saw the light of day, then the election cannot be legitimate, cannot be said to be conclusive, and issues coming out from such elections have to be looked into and properly trounced, resolved. And that's what got us to where we are.
Okay, sir. So will you say the election on that day, after results were announced, and every member of Igbo Union who was present at the level of that election took in the results hook, line, and sinker, or even not hook, line, and sinker, took it from his or her own heart, having participated, and the electoral officer having announced the result, and everybody went back home. And there was even a gathering at the level of the patron's house residence, in which there was a document, sort of a tentative communique that after 2 years of leadership by the winner, that Emeka Ejezie, for the sake of peace, there was a deal reached at that time, in which everybody agreed, and you still went ahead with Sir Arinze Onwuka to support somebody who lost the election, thereby causing a split in the Igbo Union, in which you have labored profusely to form. What brought about that, sir?
Thank you, Kwachuku. Like I said before, we have to be careful how we couch our words. Yeah. To my understanding, nobody lost election and nobody won election.
But Sir Arinze Onwuka got 109 votes to, is it not 109 votes to Ejezie's 105?
After you have disenfranchised about 38 persons from exercising their right.
How did you disenfranchise? Okay, there's a question here. Are you from Imo State by Ndachebo Ogueri? Because those from Imo said that some of them were disenfranchised. But unfortunately as we may see it, on the executives or on the support base of the current Onyendu, there are still Imolites that are supporting him, saying, look, telling the real story that nobody was disenfranchised. Rather, it was a constitutional measure.
A constitutional
measure that took place, that you have to be sort of a 3 months probation before you become a full member. That is a constitutional lapse on the part of some Imos.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I love that. If Imolites have said there's constitutional infraction, that means they agree that the election itself is not legitimate.
How? But there's there's constitutional provisions on who is eligible to vote and who is not.
That's what I'm saying. Now, let's even start from the stipulations of the Constitution when it comes to electoral committee. I'm not sure you have been privy of the Igbo Union Constitution, have you?
I have a copy of the Constitution, but I haven't really digested it religiously.
Okay. In portion to any election, members of the electoral committee have to be appointed in the General House.
Okay. Were they appointed? Was the last electoral committee appointed by the General House?
They have to be selected in the General House. Now, the electoral committee was selected in the General House. Okay? After selection of the electoral committee, which should always come with odd numbers, either 3, 5, 7, for issue of voting.
This is are they constitutional?
To avoid tie in vote.
Is it a constitutional provision?
Yes, in case they need to vote on any issue. Now, when you have appointed members of electoral committee, let's say 5 persons from the General House, those 5 persons need to go among themselves to make sure that no other hand infiltrates whatever their decision is. They need to go among themselves, select whoever their chairman is, among themselves decide whoever their secretary is. And the terms of reference from the Onyendu that was collected in the general meeting in regards to that election will now be forwarded to the chairman of the electoral committee by the Onyendu. It's that template that the electoral chairman will now use, convene a meeting with the other electoral committee members, and they will not deliberate on it, build on those terms of reference as per the conduct of that election. But it's unfortunate that this simple due process that's supposed to be the starting point of the election of Igbo Union Dublin was marred by the then Onyendu Chike Okebubu. As Onyendu, if you need to communicate with the electoral committee, you need to speak with the chairman of the electoral committee.
There are questions for you.
You need to speak to the chairman of the electoral committee. Any communique should go between the electoral chairman and the Onyendu. In this case, Chike Okebubu, right here where we are sitting, told us that the electoral committee under his watch had no chairman, neither does he have a clear secretary.
Well, there's accusation of cabal.
I now say, what expectation did you have from such committee when the needful, for some reason, was deliberately not done? I'm asking him, Chike Okebubu, now, I've seen him writing a lot of things here. As the person who was supposed to oversee this election through an electoral committee, what did he do? How did he relate with that committee? Did he follow the due process as stipulated in the Constitution? He didn't.
Where did he err? Where in the provisions of the Constitution? That's what I want to.
Thank you so much.
Because from the persons I have talked to Uche Osakwe, who supports your group. I have talked to Dr. Prosper and a couple of other persons behind the scenes. And they said that the election it was conclusive on that day, and the electoral officer announced the result, and that you further went as far as the level of the patron's residence and reached a peace deal. And what all they now saw that a splinter group emerged. Emeka Ejezie went to court. Somebody who lost election, and a leader like you and Sir Arinze Onwuka are backing this guy that lost election.
Sorry, if I have to correct you 100 times, I will correct you 100 times. Okachuku.
Yeah.
Emeka Ejezie did not lose election.
But he got 105 votes to 109 votes.
Because some people were disallowed from voting. If those people were allowed to vote, if Arinze won,
yes,
we will know there's clarity in process. We will have given it to Arinze. But for the fact that some people who are refused, flagrantly maltreated and refused their voting right, and on the voting floor, that's when you want to start changing constitution, the same constitution that you interpreted to exercise voting in the women group, Oledo.
Yeah, I remember somebody wrote here that he was disenfranchised on that election. So
what are we talking about? What are they defending? What are they writing about?
What is happening? What is happening? You are an Igbo leader.
What we told them
what is happening? What is going to?
Thank you. My position is this. First of all, 2 days before election, I went out in the forum and I asked the question that I'm hearing from the grapevine that the Imo indigenes are not qualified to vote or are to be disenfranchised.
Okay.
That the electoral committee should come out and clarify Igbo on that position.
Who chaired the electoral
committee? To avoid such ugly situation that may rear its head at the voting venue. That we should from time be clear on this matter.
Okay.
And say if Imo indigenes are qualified to vote or not. But what happened? Because of their scheming, they know whatever they wanted to achieve. They didn't answer to that. One of the electoral committee person told me that I have raised a valid point.
Who is that? Can you call his name?
Joe Ohanedu.
Joe Ohanedu?
Yes.
Okay. And who chaired the electoral committee?
Ask Chike. I don't know who his chairman is. Maybe Chike is in a better position to tell us who chaired the electoral committee. Because he came here in this premises when we held stakeholders and leaders forum meeting here. He came out here and made it open to us that among the electoral committees that they did not have anybody who is a chairman or secretary.
Somebody just asked, Greg, do you trust Dr. Ofia's judgment?
Who's asking me that question?
Greg, do you trust Dr. Ofia's judgment on the eligibility of Ndimo?
What I want to say here is this. One fact we took away.
Chike is saying, Greg doesn't know he is only feeding the ego of another man. Because why
ego of another man?
Yeah.
Who is this other man that I'm feeding his ego?
I'm going to talk. I have from our research and investigations.
Thank God he didn't say.
I will mention names. Okay,
thank God he didn't say. I'm being egoistic myself.
I know you as a good leader.
So for him to say I'm feeding somebody's ego.
Probably you are feeding the ego of Dr. Bruno, because everybody is saying that Dr. Bruno wants to show that he's Ochiaga.
I will say something. Was I Greg Umeh Ochiaga when I saw to it that Chike Okebu came out as Onyendu Ndibu? Was I an emperor then? Because I supported Chike Okebu.
Okay.
Ascension to office.
Okay.
Let me actually ask some people to step down for him and rather go for Sotonyendu. Because I believe that Chike Okebu had the experience.
Yes.
Having been an Osotonyendu at a point, and secondly, being a member of that committee.
He's been there at the forefront.
That saw the conciliation of Igbo. Yeah. I believe that in his tenure, no matter what the situation, I know the delicate Igbo Union I forged together. I know the delicate Igbo Union I forged together and left for whoever was coming in. And I looked around. I felt that the only person who will see that and not let his ego override a sense of purpose is somebody who has a full knowledge of the history of the union.
So
who can come in as Onyendu and do well. So that's why I vouched for Chike Okebugu, because I mean he had the experience and he had the history.
Good enough. I hope Chike Okebugu is hearing this statement from Chief Greg Umeh. I want to read out another statement from Champton's Summer Thomas. He's saying, he wrote, and I quote, as a former Onyendu, as a former Onyendu, you are supposed to be a peacemaker for both Emeka and Arinze, and as an elder statesman and former president, you are among the godfather that misleaded the association. You people supposed to think twice on this ugly situation. Sir, what will you make of that statement?
I think that is his mind.
But that is true. You're a former leader. You've been at the forefront from the beginning.
When I was the leader, I conducted an election that brought Chike in. Nobody saw me as doing something wrong. Some people lost that election.
Uche Osakwe lost that election.
Some people lost that election. Do you understand?
Yes.
So if I had taken position then with Uche Osakwe,
yes,
would this person come out and write what he has just written? No. That I'm a former Onyendu does not say that when I say the truth, I will not have the discernibility to know what is right and what is wrong. That's one thing we have to be sure of. If you see something that is wrong, let's call it wrong.
Okay, on a more serious note, Chike is saying he supported it. I'm not going to read every statement. But sir, on a more serious note, what is the way forward?
I've always said it. At the patron's house, I said it.
What did you say?
Very loud and reverberating.
Okay.
I said it that these two individuals will divide Igbo Union. That Igbo Union is bigger than these two fellas.
You were a prophet as at then.
Yes, I told them that this issue of these individuals as a fallout from this election will divide Igbo Union. That the best thing for the fact that Igbo Union is bigger than these two individuals,
for two of them to step aside.
The best thing is for us to cancel that election. Let two of them step aside. We go for interim leadership for a period. I was even going for a period of 2 years, so that every other affliction driving from this election will have healed. And when that heals, we can now come up, so that we make effort that we do not break into two. But unfortunately, there are some people among us who feel that when they have decided on a direction to go, they can never step back, or even probably.
I want to pose a question to you.
Go ahead.
Sir, there's a statement from Chike Okebugu. He said, this is a man that said he believes in one Igbo Union Dublin when asked by our patron, Dr. Ofia, at the last meeting, only for him to do a 360 degrees.
Which man?
That's you.
Which man?
That you promise to believe, to always stand by one Igbo Union Dublin, and you did a 360 degrees.
Thank you so much. I came to the court house. I called some members. I asked them what is the best way forward so that we can achieve a credible result at that court floor. I impressed upon them that the sole reason why I came that day was to withdraw the case. Yes. But what happened? When I accosted your lawyer, he told me that you, Chike, even when you have read out the document from the ambassador in the general house, which gave you the impetus to swear in Arinze as Onyendu, that same document, 3 days down the line on Wednesday, at the court floor, when I accosted the Igbo Union lawyer and the lawyer that was there to represent you, that lawyer told me, even to your own face and to your other members there, that you and your friends there have issues with the content of the patron's submission, and that you have mandated him, the lawyer, to go to court and redress the issues.
Okay, sir.
So how would you tell me I turned 360 degrees when this is your position?
Do you think there have been insinuations that the ambition, the raw ambition of Ochiara, Dr. Bruno, that is what is propping up this splinter group? Do you agree to that?
No. Igbo Union is bigger than one individual, no matter it can be Ochiara, it can be Ochi, whatever. Igbo Union is bigger than one individual. I don't see how Bruno Igwe can impress upon myself to go contrary to my belief.
And you want to tell us that you share the ideals of Sir Arinze Onwuka and Dr. Bruno Igwe and the likes of Uche Osakwe and others on the fallout of the elections. You want to tell me that all of you are in tandem in that some people were robbed and that Emeka Ejezie was supposed to be the supposed winner of that election. Is that what you're telling me, sir?
There's a lot of intransigence in that election. The same hand you used to measure in the election of Oledo, you now decide to change it when it comes to Igbo Union.
Okay.
What do we call that?
And this issue has even taken casualty in the leadership of the Oledo. The woman leader has resigned.
Because many people resigning because they could see the truth.
Or they are taking sides. No. There's now split.
No.
And the women are taking sides.
I refuse to support that notion. It's because they have seen the truth. They know that things didn't go down well in that election.
Ndachibu Oguri said he's not enjoying this interview because Greg is avoiding some questions. You must not enjoy everything.
Chibu, I cannot say things just to make you happy. I have to say the truth.
But let us face the fact.
I appreciate Chike Okebugu there. I saw where you said you supported me.
Let us face the fact. Under the last administration of Chike, the Igbo language class was sustained and even expanded. I saw. Of course, I follow it up. Nana Anko and Lawrence Azikiwe. Yeah. They're always teaching that Igbo Union organized language class. And this is something parents are very happy about, especially kids growing up here. Would that be affected? And look at the Oledo women, our colorful women, our beautiful women that are always together. They are splitting. You people have caused it.
We should not have played Pompeo in a very small village.
Who is playing Pompeo here? The Godfathers.
I will particularly say, unfortunately, Chike got it wrong. Unfortunately, Chike Okebugu got it wrong. I know nobody is perfect.
Look at what they're saying. Everybody is saying that you people have, including a whole you, Chief Greg Umeh, that have been at the forefront of Igbo organization formation in this country, that you people are playing the flute of Dr. Bruno Igwe. They're not calling them, but I know that they're saying that he's a chair.
If Dr. Hold on.
Nature.
If Dr. Bruno Igwe plays a flute of justice,
yes,
and you play a flute of injustice, I am within my remit to choose what to dance to.
The flute of justice.
Thank you.
Okay, so how can the Igbo Union come together for the sake of the progress? At the end of the day, is it not you people want to lead the Igbos? The Igbos want progress. They want achievements. We are talking about our children learning Igbo language, our children being at the forefront of immigrant excellence in this country. Igbo entrepreneurs like you springing up from everywhere, helping to support our agenda in this foreign land. So why are you people behaving like this?
Thank you, Okachukwu. If you see impunity and you fail to address it, it can only get worse. The situation as it is at this moment does not mean that there is hatred among Ndi Igbo.
Of course, we know, but cohesion, there's lack of cohesion.
Thank you. But sometimes, certain things are necessary.
To get
so
this
that
right.
by the time we get it right, everybody will be very cautious and standing on their toes, not to repeat the similar nefarious actions that took place.
I want to borrow the word of my friend and your colleague, Ucho Sakwe. The politics of Unkale.
Thank you.
The politics of Unkale.
Yes.
Did it play itself out in this struggle and crisis?
You see, I would not naturally want to take away from any opinion. All right?
Yes.
I would rather want to listen to you, see how we can harmonize.
And how can we harmonize? That's the most important thing.
But
at
the
end
thing
of
is,
it all.
when you think that you know it all, and in that thought process, you keep making worse mistakes, it's not helpful to you, it's not helpful to Ndi Igbo, and it's not helpful to anybody.
There's a question here. Greg, between Dr. Ofia and Dr. Bruno, who was right on the eligibility issue?
Chibu Ogweri. I know
who is right?
I know you are accused Ndi Imo that they came to rig the election. I don't know where you held a meeting with Ndi Imo for you to have come openly and challenge them that they wanted to rig IUDD election. So, on eligibility, what I want to understand is what we hold is monthly meetings, rather. We hold monthly meetings. And 3 monthly meetings should have qualified any person on probation. But I want to say something. That those that put our constitution together, probably due to oversight, failed to capture in words 3 monthly meetings, attendance of either 3 monthly meetings or attendance of 3 monthly meetings, or a period of 3 monthly meetings as a probationary period. Just as they failed to capture 90 days, 91 days or 92 days, or even 3 calendar months. There's nothing like 3 calendar months in our constitution. If it says 3 months could be 90 days, could be 91 days, could be 92 days. And based on that, anybody could take you up. So, the constitution did not capture 3 calendar months. It didn't capture 90 days. It didn't capture 92 days or 93 days, of which some months could be 92 days or 93 days. Yes. Is there fault in our constitution that needs review? Yes, there is. And if we have to follow it from that angle, it shows that if we really want to say that the argument from A or B is not holding onto our constitution, and based on that is where I said, cancel the election.
That is your recommendation.
Let's select an interim
leadership. That is
and within the period,
yes,
let's go review our constitution to what will not lead us to this division.
This is where you stand.
I stand on this. I stood on this. I stand on it today, and I stand on it tomorrow.
This is very, very important.
But having said so,
yeah,
people like many of them who are bombarding me here online,
yes,
we never say that.
But you have
we never agree to that because of their politics of Nkari. Yeah. So if you come to Omuna with politics of Nkari,
yeah, especially in
you can only have some people that will go with you who believe on your Nkari, or some people who will not give in to your Nkari and decide to say, you know what, sojourn with your Nkari. I will sojourn with my cry for justice.
This is very important. I love this, your suggestion and recommendation. As a lasting panacea to this problem, there's something you said at the beginning of our discussion, that you don't neglect any Igbo man.
No.
No matter his stature, and whether he is rich or poor, and that is ingrained in the Igbo republicanness, because you must get his consent in order to move forward. There's I want to read it out. Okeonya, he said that they refused Reverend Obinna's recommendations, insulted him, and called him a biased man. They went to Ofia. He said the same. They said Ofia consulted Obinna before making his decision, and went to court for justice. The court struck the case out and said it has no substance, and only God knows. What do you think? The problem is, the same Okonya is saying, the problem is that they saw themselves as kingmakers and could not believe that true members of IUDD will vote them down. A failure always wants everyone to fail as well for them to be happy. You see, that's the problem. Each side is now accusing the other side of exhibiting that Nkali.
Sorry. Nze Kennedy Nana, I know you've come a long way in Igbo Union, and I don't know you as somebody who will wake up today and start messing up the history of the Union. I respect your view, but let me say something here. That if an election took place where Ademora was elected leader, that election did not take place when the 3 splinter groups that came under the umbrella of Igbo Union decided to do what? To join forces as one. And I'll put it to you, I'm not aware if you were there at the embassy on the day Kema Chikwe asked us to abide by the leadership of this group, Igbo Niile. I personally put it to Kema Chikwe that I think it is wrong for a splinter group or Igbo Niile to have elected their leader. Mind you, I did not say there was no election in Igbo Niile. Get me correct. If you were there as a member of Igbo Niile, you and Okonia, you probably were there as members of Igbo Niile. Yes. But I'll say something. An election held in Igbo under Igbo Niile. Yes. But when we came to the embassy and agreed with Kamachikwe that we are going to be one body and that every other splinter group is going to shed off their weight, it was after then that the general election was supposed to hold. And that general election never hold. What Kamachikwe asked us to do, begged us, me in particular, because I was the one that put the question to her. And I told her that knowing Ndibo, the little I have come to study them, that I know they will have issues just taking their loyalty to Igbo Union under the leadership of somebody they did not partake in electing. And that was Glenn Ene. Kamachikwe asked me to please, that she understands the point I'm trying to make, but for peace to reign, that she feels we should take it this way. And I said it here, that we all did what? We all agreed.
Okay, so I think...
And at that point, I want to put it to you, that somebody like... Sorry.
How do we come together and make the Igbos proud as Charles Edison is demanded? Charles Edison, honestly, that is where most people, most Igbos, that is where they stand. They want a united Igbo front. They want to...
the first.
Let us not relax. Chief Greg, we must not answer every questions here, but the most important thing is the way forward. We need cohesion as a nation in a foreign land. How does how will you people come together? That's the most important thing.
Thank you.
Is it possible?
Yes, it's possible. Chike Ogebugu, Oyendu Emeritus, I want to put this to you. As of the time Frank Nwako came in as the second deputy under Glenn Admiral, was he involved in that same election where you and Admiral were elected as Onedu of Igbo Niile? Put record straight. Put record straight. It won't take anything away from you.
Chidozie Emmanuel Onwe said, Onyendu Emeritus, fire on. Only the truth will set Onyendu, Chike Okebugu, and Co. free.
Thank you.
So how can we come together?
Is it coming together?
Okachuku, can you not correct this man as a member of the three-man committee? Yes, I was a member of the three-man committee, but at the moment, I'm just editor of Africa World News. I want to get every side of the story for public opinion. The most important thing that the Igbos want progress. They want a cohesion. They want a united platform. They want the language classes to go on. They want to empower their children that are upcoming in this country. They want to be at the forefront, at the top of affairs. How can they achieve these things with this all splinter groups?
Thank you. I'm happy Okebugu said you should correct me. You are a member of this committee.
Yeah, the three-man committee.
Back then.
That,
and I now want to put it across to you. Were you the one that conducted the election? And if you so conducted the election, did you conduct the election under Igbo Union?
Well, I'm here as Africa World editor. I want to get your views on how this Igbo Union Dublin can come together. That is what I'm interested in.
Thank you.
I'm not interested in excavating
No, because
how can we come together?
It's very important. We at least put things in the right perspective. Because
the right perspective is it's the faction collapsing, a unity convention holding, and I buy your recommendation that these two leaders should step aside. I know some people will be throwing stones and things like that, but the most important thing is that the Igbos want progress, and for that progress to hold, they need cohesion. They need where they can, in as much as we can disagree on issues, on ideas, but when it comes to Igbo unity, Igbo progress, it should be sacrosanct. It is very, very important, and that is where I stand. What do you think will be the modalities for a united Igbo Union Dublin? Let us round up, because we can't continue to talk about this. We have heard your views. Anybody who wants to hear more can go back to this tape from beginning and listen to it again. What are the modalities you think that will be put in place for everyone to come together? Because it's very, very important. Because at some point,
I will say this at some point. If first of all, I'll give it to Sir Arinze Onwuka for Igbo language class, because it was during his tenure that it started. And we have come.
And others sustained it, because government is a continuous process.
We all sustained it.
Yeah.
And for the fact that we have come this far, even we have issues, that does not mean that the Igbo language class have to cease. It will be very wrong.
How will you people be working together?
That is a very crucial question you just asked. I made a write-up on Facebook almost about over a week ago, where I called on the leadership of the two groups to make it a point,
yes,
that they should make sure the two groups are reassembled. They are assembled in the sense, even though people right now, at this moment, have issues, there are people who feel very aggrieved, but a healing process has to start from somewhere. There are areas we cannot start to be mean, excessively mean to each other, if we actually feel that in the nearest future there will be a sustainable reconciliation. And why do I say this? That the level at which this group of Chike Okebugu and Arinze is going is very, very unfriendly and anti-Igbo. Why do I say this?
Chief Greg, what are the modalities
why I
that
say
can
this
be put
is that
in place?
We are preparing on the 6th for IUDD and inauguration,
which they have held. They've held theirs already.
Which they have held theirs already.
Yeah.
Yeah. But when they held their own, we never held any meeting where we asked any of our interested members not to partake or go to their event. But as the event of the 6th is drawing closer, the Arinze group held a meeting where they mandated every of their members not to attend, and any failure will attract a fine of 200 euro. And even a member, an Igbo son, contracted for video on that event of the 6th, raised objection and said it, and made mention to them that he had been contracted because this is his source of income. What did they do? Rather than encourage him, they asked him how much he was paid. And among them in that meeting, they contributed the money and gave to the guy just to assure
Are you sure?
That he does not come to the event of the 6th and exercise his profession.
Ndachebo Ogweri is saying that the 10 of you that left IUD is the best thing that has happened to Igbo in Dublin and Ireland as a whole. But it's unfortunate for us to say that this split is affecting Igbo's IUD in other counties. I've seen that in Cork. They went the other time, and we saw the video addressing those in Cork having their New Yam Festival. Obiesie, who is the Igbo Union leader in Waterford also, is worried about these lingering issues. And many other Igbo leaders in other counties. There's already a split, and children are going to be affected. The wives already. It's already affecting the women, because their leader has resigned. And there was I remember a woman at the last meeting with Dr. Prosper Obioha, who complained that they were taking some of them off from WhatsApp group. I thought Chika or so, Okwoma, Okafo, said that there are bullying, intimidation, insults in the organization. They have contributed immensely to build. We must take cognizance of this. That is why, if you want to lead, we want cohesion, we want humility. You people want to lead in the Igbo, and there's bickering, there's fights everywhere. What does it show? You can't come together. This Nkale, this person is right, that person is wrong, and so it's really affecting the people you are leading. It is affecting the people you are leading. And on this, we are going to round up Chief Greg. There's a new person that Tahili Meliku Ugo. He said, I did observe this whole saga during the campaign on WhatsApp, and I was very disappointed. Men behaving like kids, regardless of whatever happened, that will not make you run out of your home. That's Tahili making his statements here. If we are here, there will be lots of statements. Chike is writing again, Greg, your call doesn't have weight unless your master agrees to it, just like what happened the last time we were in our patron's house, where the 9 of you agreed to peace and ate our patron's meat.
Chike,
ate our patron's meat.
Chike, thank you for that. I'm used to that. We all have masters at a point. I was your master before you came in. That's fine.
Chief Greg, after this thing,
the more I see your master from somewhere controlling whatever you do
this
here.
This is a fratricidal clash, argument between brothers and sisters. At the end of the day, how can you people shoot the sword back in its scale?
I will say from what you've read here,
yes,
you can see the mindset of the kind of people we are dealing with and we are talking about. From their write-ups, inscriptions here, you can see the kind of people, their mindset, their nature, their person and personality. And if this is anything to write home about,
I will quote
and this is the kind of
I will quote a writer there.
People we expect for reconciliation.
Sitobekile Tobe said, kings in Ire without a kingdom.
Thank you. That's what it is.
Kings in Ire without a kingdom. On this, I think we have to round up on this issue. Your recommendation is that the 2 leaders should step aside and there will be an interim leader to oversee things and a unity convention.
Thank you, Kennedy Nana. Yes. Godfather 2016. I was.
So that is your recommendation. Do you still stand on that? We cannot read everything. Yeah. I'm reading the positive ones mostly. And you see, Charles Edison has been concerned. He said, and we need to grow up, please, based on tradition. You people should come together and move the Igbos in this Republic of Ireland forward. This is affecting the wives. It will affect the children. And this bickering. And you see, the Igbos will always complain in Nigeria. Nigeria is marginalizing them. Biafra, this and that. But it looks like they can't come together. They can't even have peace among themselves. And these things, people are watching and saying, is this how you are going to lead Nigeria when you can't even organize your home? But so far, what's your pattern shot? And based on what you have recommended, that these two opposing leaders must step down, Sir Arinze Onwuka and Emeka Ejezie, they must step down for an interim leadership to emerge and forge forward a united leadership from the Igbo. Can I have your say? There's Hyper Island says, Sir Greg, please forget their mindset. In your own opinion, what do you think should be done for peace to happen? And that's the most important thing. What do you think should be done? Your recommendation, you stand on it. Huh?
I want to say again that come rain, come sunshine. I don't vomit and eat it back. What I've said, I stand by it. The only way forward for a unified union of Ndibo here in Dublin,
yes,
is that we should get back together, all of us.
Yeah. But you will give
proscribe these two leaders, cancel that election,
and review the constitution.
Set interim leadership under which we review the constitution.
Okay.
And after that, after a period of 2 years,
a new election will emerge.
New election to allow
peace,
feelers, to allow people to heal,
tempers to calm.
Yeah.
Now
to allow cross bonding again.
That is a robust.
Let me make a statement here. You can be in any camp you want in Dublin. As for me, I remain a brother to you, you remain a brother to me. Difference is whatever group you see yourself. Does not make you any less an Igbo man. Does not make me any less an Igbo man. And if need be, if I need to take a bullet for you, no matter what camp you belong, brother, count me, I will do that. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that parting statement. Brothers and sisters, viewers, you have been following us have a discussion, frank discussion. It's been a heated, yes. He's been diplomatic. At the end of the day, this is a fratricidal crisis.
The truth is
a brotherly thing, and it's a brotherly thing, and he has said it all, that he wants for peace to reign. The two leaders must step down, and there will be an interim leadership. There will be an interim leadership. And yes, that's Chike Okebogo. That is his own destiny, his own mindset. I think Igbos in Ireland, particularly in Dublin, have to speak up on this for themselves, because at the end of the day, what you people have brought in is affecting the entire people. So, thank you very much.
Master Charles Edison, I must give it to you. Kudos to you. I don't know you in person, but I think I've seen your impeccable excellence towards peace.
Yeah, peace. There's nothing like peace and love. If we talk about brotherly love, Onyala Nwanneya as the motto of the Igbo Union, we must exhibit that Onyala Nwanneya. That is the key of progress.
Jumbo has left.
That's the key for progress.
They drove the boat of Onyala Nwanneya to the ditch, unfortunately.
Good. Thank you for listening. Fortunately, many people are coming on board now, but we can't continue to talk. We've talked a long way, and it's been my pleasure having you patiently listening to us. I am Okachuku Okori. You can read through the statements and rewind to listen to this. You can also access this chart on YouTube. Thank you and God bless you.